At the Writers' Circle, we were all paired up to interview, to learn how to interview. And luckily, I was paired up with a man that I knew very well. He was a highly respected man, Seth Milthorpe, from Hunmanby. He was a funeral director and highly thought of in all the villages round him, and very respected person. But I wasn't friendly with him anyway, coming from one of the villages. And it's called The Interview. He interviewed me, and I interviewed him. I'll read my interview first. With his pleasant features and almost military bearing, he radiates confidence, sincerity, and a very caring attitude. Clients must instantly feel they can trust Seth to deal with a very traumatic time in their lives, with confidently and with respect. Seth feels privileged to be able to help at such stressful times, he says. When you consider that a wedding takes several months to plan and a funeral with the same importance must be completed in about 3 days, it's a task indeed. Seth is now semi-retired. In his spare time, his interest includes photography, pistol shooting, lecturing on local history, and he's a parish councillor and a school governor. Writing takes up much of his time also. Seth recalls how his first published letter gained him half a guinea, which he spent on a much-needed inner tube for his bike. Many articles followed from there on, and then time was up. So but mine is a lot more. Well, I was a bit shocked when I read it because it's very faint writing as he typed it. I wrote a little book just before this called Navy Blue Knickers, which a lot of you will know about, and he refers to this as well. This is Seth's interview of Connie. She was wearing navy blue knickers, ? My eyes quickly scanned the still trim figure. No longer the young maiden who danced the night away at Bridlington Spa, but her bright eyes, warm smile and well-cut costume more than made up for the slightly spreading waistline. School days in neighbouring villages meant we had many mutual friends, almost family if traced back. Her easy manner and eloquence bewitched one away from the interview, constantly making it necessary to nudge back into the conversation in line. Married over the war, 2 children and a railway man husband, left little spare time, but writing was in her blood. From school days she was practising the craft religiously. Teenage children led to youth club activities and sketches were required, and mother wrote them. Moving to York, another lifelong interest surfaced, winemaking, and a strong chapel upbringing notwithstanding. Eber Wine Circle and York Wine Guild, of which she was a member and once a chairman for 40 years, and produced an animal review. She wrote many of the scripts and produced some of the shows and appeared in all of them. Always around East Riding, contacts with home and family held firm. Childhood connections were never allowed to lapse. Enormous changes had taken place, some good, some bad. As children fled the nest, thoughts turned back to school days. Gifted with a silver-toned voice and an agile mind, requested to speak at meetings, and they flooded in. To tell about village life in the 30s, or tell life during the war at Bridlington, which she trained as a young woman. Bombers dropping in the next street, many fatalities. Reminiscing became her second nature, aided by a comical sense of humour. Many times she was urged to write a book. Slowly, with increasing tempo, a life story was written, in the rough, adding were thumbnail sketches, because artwork became naturally to her. Realising it was overlong and clumsy, different styles were tried. Finally, a 5,000-word book emerged, complete with 20 live sketches. A light-hearted look at village life through a child's eyes. Perhaps was a trilogy. Self-published, this first book proved a sellout. The second part is on its way. Slightly delayed, though, the writing of a human interest novel. Slightly delayed through the writing of a human interest novel. Meanwhile, now retired to Scarborough, the demand for talks remained constant, and her wit and bubbly enthusiasm bursting through every sentence. Time passed quickly, leaving many questions to be asked. Still an active winemaker, she had mixed her weakness for her elderberry and bramble brews. Taking a party of Wine Guild members for a trip down the Rhine was a bucolical experience of great magnitude. Surely a book in itself, if she dare write it. I never mentioned the blue knickers, or the bumps in the night. Her pure professionalism made me rather nervous.
Oh, Granny.